Look at this. Look at this. You can't even see that, it's out of focus. But this piece of paper, ladies and gentlemen, means that me, a British person who never, when I say never learned another language, I mean my dad is from Morocco, and so I learned a little bit of Arabic when I was younger. I learned a tiny bit of French. I did French for GCSEs at school. Had one Italian class, but throughout my whole life, I have not been interested in languages. But in my adult life, I'm a lot more interested in languages and everything else. So this is a piece of paper saying I passed my Swedish class. Ladies and gentlemen, know 2 languages. And I know a lot of you out there will be watching this laughing at me, thinking, yeah, I know 2, 3, 4, 5. I know someone that knows 8 languages fluently, not just basic, fluently 8 languages, which is incredible. It is phenomenal. Languages is such a hard skill to grasp, especially if you're learning at a later stage of life or when you're an adult. But I've done it. I have passed my Swedish class. I'm just so happy that I've done this. But I've only been in Sweden for about 6 months. Prior to moving to Sweden, I only knew the very basic Swedish words like hey, goodbye, thank you, please. Just like the very basic words. I couldn't even form a single sentence until about 4 months ago. And now I've passed a course. I mean, this doesn't mean I'm fluent in Swedish. I'm not fluent in Swedish. It just means I'm like intermediate level, like mid-range kind of level, which is good. I mean, I understand some Swedish. I mean, when people speak really fast in Swedish, I understand a little less, but because in my experience, when people speak fast in Swedish, words seem to just blend together. Like, what's going on? What are you doing? What are you saying? I don't know. But when you speak a bit slower, then I can break down the words and understand the sentences, understand the conversation. So every day that goes by that I'm outside in the real world talking to people, especially for my company, I try to speak as much Swedish as possible, and I'm realizing every single day that I'm understanding more and more and more conversations that I have with people, which is crazy to me. But because I've just passed this, I wanted to make this video just to talk about why Swedish is so important. From my experience, if you're looking to move to Sweden and you don't know Swedish, I don't know what other. I'm guessing there's no other country that actually has Swedish as their first or second language. I don't know. I know parts of Finland have Swedish in their first language, and they have it. I think they have it as a second language, quite broadly. So I don't know where else would. But if you don't know Swedish and you're moving to Sweden or want to move to Sweden, this is a very big thing to think about. Swedish courses in Sweden are free. You don't need to pay for them. Paid by the government. Great. But what you should know, from my experience, a lot of I meet people from all over the world in Sweden, and there's some people that don't know a word of Swedish. There's others that are completely fluent. I've met a few people that have been in Sweden for 10, 15 years and still don't know how to string a sentence in Swedish. But I just wanted to tell you that I think, from my experience, that learning Swedish is not just about learning the language. It's a lot more than just about learning the language. So if you're moving to Sweden, you should make it your #1 priority to do this, because it's about understanding the culture. Because Swedish people are special, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. I mean they're different. Compared to England, the way Swedish people perceive humour and sarcasm and other things like that is completely different. So something that's funny in English might not be funny in Swedish, or a sarcastic comment in English might not be perceived as sarcastic in Swedish, or any other thing. So learning the language, learning Swedish is a really key thing to understanding Swedish culture and really actually getting involved with communities and people, and learning and understanding the Swedish society. So I think any of you guys out there wanting to come to Sweden, this should be your #1 priority. And if you have any other questions about learning Swedish, how hard it is, how easy it is, or anything, you know where to find me on this channel. I will be doing some videos about Swedish. I actually got one up here and I'll put it in the description below about learning basic Swedish. It's a very quick video. English and Swedish in some cases are not very similar at all, and in other cases it's very similar. I mean, the grammar and everything is completely different, but some words are actually taken from the English language or French, and they without even knowing Swedish, there's some words that you understand because it's very close to English. I tell you, any of you guys that are wanting to move to Sweden or have moved to Sweden, the hardest part of learning Swedish is talking Swedish to people. That may sound really weird, but really to learn Swedish, you need more than just a Swedish class. You need to be trying to speak Swedish all the time in every situation on a daily basis. I see a lot of people that have done this Swedish class but only speak Swedish in this class, and they don't even try it outside. So they spend like 5 hours a week, 6 hours a week just speaking Swedish, which is not enough. It's not enough at all. And why I say the hardest part is actually speaking Swedish is because 99% of Swedish people know very good English. So when you try to speak Swedish to someone, they realize that you're not Swedish very fast because your Swedish isn't the best, and they ask you where you're from. You say, I'm from England or from the US or wherever you're from. It's an English speaking country. They'll speak English to you, and they love to practice. A lot of Swedish people love to practice their English with English speaking people. They don't mind that, and that's a great thing about Swedish people. So you can still get by without knowing Swedish. That's why I think it's harder to learn Swedish, because you don't actually have to. But like I said, learning the language is more about understanding the culture of Sweden and less about just learning the language, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Good? Got it? Good. Thank you guys for watching this video. That was really loud. Thank you for watching this video. Hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to learn, see more about me, about my life, my company, what I do, just stay tuned and I'll see you in the next video.